Have you recently purchased a SRAM Centerline Rotor and you're curious to see if it's real or fake? Wait a minute. Real or fake? Continue watching and see if you have an authentic SRAM Centerline Rotor. Now, I just recently purchased this rotor from a US-based seller on eBay. I thought I was getting a great deal. He was from the US, not in China. Showed complete images of the packaging, which completely looks legit. And I saw that everything was sharp, crisp. It didn't look like a copy at all. Even had pictures of the rotor, had the actual laser engraving and the date of manufacture as well. So I thought it was legit. And I got it and I felt like something was a little bit off. So spoiler alert, this guy is the fake. This one is the real one. And as you can see, they look basically identical, and it's not until you get really close up to where you spot the differences. So let's go ahead and zoom in on these two rotors, and I'll go ahead and take them out of the packaging so you know exactly what to look for and make sure that you're avoiding getting a cheap Chinese knockoff. Also, if you have an experience of receiving a complete bootleg copy of a product, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to check out what your scenario was. Alright, so here are the two packages, and I do creative work. I work on a lot of print design, so I know exactly what to look for. And as you can see here, this copy looks basically identical to this one. Now somewhere along the line, they got a hold of the vector files and duplicated it onto this guy here. So as we all know, SRAM's branding is 100% red, that vibrant red color signature to SRAM. And as you can see here, this one's a little bit off. I think it has a little bit of blue add to it, and it looks a little bit more burgundy rather than that bright red. But other than that, the graphics are completely sharp. It's got a very nice print quality. And then even looking at the back here, they've got the exact same artwork. All of those logos are high-res vector. You know, back in the day, you would be able to tell a fake because some of these logos would be bitmapped. Very low res raster graphics, and the color might be off, the alignment might be off, but as you can see, the artwork is identical. And it's kind of scary to see how much these fakes and bootleg companies have progressed in making a duplicate copy that looks almost identical. Other than the print, I do feel that the cardboard itself is a little bit different. It's a little bit thicker on the authentic one, a little bit thinner on the fake. But again, if you weren't someone like myself that does design, works with a lot of materials and printing, you would get this and you would think that, cool, it's authentic, it's from SRAM, it's got all the logos, all the branding, the packaging's correct, I'm good to go. Let's pop this on my bike and you wouldn't even know the difference, you know? And you're gonna see that this one actually has a clamshell for the bolts, whereas the fake came with a literal dime-sized bag of bolts. You know, how cheap can you get? Not that bolts matter really that much, they're probably the same for the most part. This one also has plastic covering the actual rotor. This one just has some wax paper or whatever that is, tissue paper, I don't know, but that's what that is. This one also has an authentic hang tag because it's a retail item. It's going to be in a bike shop, hung up. Whereas this one actually has the cutout, but there's no hang tag. This one also has a scannable barcode on the back with the actual model number and everything like that. So again, legit on this one. This one has the placement kind of guidelines for a sticker, but again, no sticker there. So let's go ahead and open these up. I'll start with the fake first. Again, tissue paper surrounding the whole thing. But other than that, look at this rotor, you guys. It looks literally legit. If you were just a normal person ordering this and buying this, you would be like, all right, cool, you know, no questions asked. I'm gonna go and install this and start riding. And let's go ahead and install the authentic SRAM Centerline 160 rotor. And by the way, these fakes come in all sizes, 140, 160, 180, and 200. So again, bolts, clamshell packaging, fakes, dime size bag. And here is the authentic rotor. Do you see a difference? Probably not. They look literally the same to the naked eye, as you can see there. Basically the same product. I really can't tell the difference from afar. It's not until I look closely to where I spot the differences. Alright, so first things first, this is what you want to look at first. If you're looking at pictures on the internet, you're going to see a lot of these fakes have this same exact date. So this says TA 16 July 14. Now if you have this date on your rotor, it's most likely a fake. And not only that, but as you can see here, it has a TA space 16 space July space 14. Looking at the authentic one, you're gonna see it does have that kind of same format. This one says TC 17 May 19. As you can see there, it's written and it does not have any spaces in between the characters. So that's number one. Number two, if you look at the SRAM logo on this guy here, you're gonna see that the SRAM logo is actually outlined. Looking at the authentic one, you can see the SRAM logo is filled in. Other than that, on the fake here, those laser etchings are done extremely well. Now, I remember buying some fake Avid rotors probably about 10 years ago, and right away I knew that they were fake because the quality, it was almost like a screen print rather than a laser etched design. And it was like pixelated, it was blurry, it was off-aligned, it was even cut off in certain areas. So right away I knew this one is really, really scary how well done it is. All right, so another thing on the authentic one, hopefully you guys can make out the way that this is finished. It's got the, I'm not sure if it's the sanding marks or what, but it's done very, very smooth. They used a very, very high grit type of sandpaper, and it's also multi-directional as well. Those line marks aren't in one direction, come in all kinds of different directions, left, right, up, down, diagonally, and it's very smooth. Now, if you look at the fake, it's done to where it's only in one direction. So it's like it's going left and right in one direction on that paper, and you get lines going left and right, as you can see here, left and right. It's just like this. All right, and the last thing to look for, if you look at this very corner of the rotor, you can see that it has a very shiny metallic surface. Part of the machining is actually sanding down and finishing the very edges all the way around the diameter. So you get that shiny polished look. Now check out the fake. As you can see there, it's not sanded, it's not finished. It's got this black coloring from the actual metal stock itself. And it was just like they cut it and then they forgot it. You know, it's not rounded. It's actually quite sharp on the edges. And yeah, that's the fake right there. All right, so that being said, are you really gonna notice the difference between a real and a bootleg copy of this rotor riding your bike and braking? Maybe, maybe not. I've read mixed things. Some people say it works fine. Some people say they really notice a lot of brake fade, especially when you brake for a long distance, the pads start to burn. And I've also read mixed things regarding brake pad wear as well. Some people are saying that with these fake ones, your brake pads are gonna wear out a lot quicker, and they're also gonna burn out as well, unlike the real one where your pads will last a lot longer, they won't burn out. And yeah, I really don't have the type of machinery or technology to really test that, but I'm going with the real one on my bike. So with the fake one, I'm actually gonna try to process a return on eBay, or at least get a partial return and maybe use this on a different bike that I really don't care too much about the brake pads. And I'm gonna go ahead and install the legit copy, which I spent about $40 on. This one I got actually a 2-pack for 30 bucks, so that should have been a red flag for me myself. I was kind of ignorant and just went with it without looking into it further. All right, so let's go ahead and weigh these two rotors and see if there's an actual difference in weight between the fake and the real. All right, so let's go ahead and actually start with the real rotor first. Got everything zeroed out and it's in grams. So that is looking at 112 grams. Once again, that is 112 grams for the authentic SRAM product. Let's go ahead and measure the fake rotor. Wow, that is scary. Okay, so this is actually 110 grams. So 2 grams lighter, but basically almost identical in weight from the real one. Not that it adds any significance, but I'm actually gonna see what they sound like when I drop it on the table here, see if there's any difference in sound. Interesting. And not that there's any difference, but here are the bolts. Basically look exactly the same. The thin ones actually look thinner, but let's go ahead and get a weight on these. All right, let's go ahead and measure the fakes. And we're coming at about 13 grams for the fakes. And here are the real ones. And an exact weight of 13, same for the fake and the real. Now, one thing I just noticed right now is this is the real one on the left here, or on your right. It's actually got a beveled edge to possibly help with the alignment of that rotor, whereas this one It's just got the full threads directly to the end there. So I'm definitely going to be using the real ones, possibly getting some better alignment vertically for my rotor there. Alright guys, so hopefully this video was helpful and it helped to educate you on what to look for in a fake versus an authentic SRAM product. If you guys found this helpful, please consider hitting that subscribe button, like and comment as usual, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.